Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're gearing up for the CTET exam, then you know pedagogy is everything. So today, we're going to tackle a topic that examiners absolutely love, the project method. Let's make sure you're ready for any question they can possibly throw at you.
Just think about that for a second. How do you take something like history or civics and make it, real? Something students can touch and feel instead of just memorizing dates. Well, that is the exact problem the project method was built to solve. It's all about turning passive listeners into active explorers.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down the core idea. Then we'll get into why it's so important. After that, we'll memorize the crucial six-step process, and I mean memorize it. We'll cover the teacher's role, and then we'll wrap up with a killer cheat sheet to help you spot the right answers on exam day.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. What in the world is the project method when you strip it all down?
Now, pay close attention to the wording here, because every word counts. It's not just any old activity. It's purposeful. It has a goal. It's not done alone in a corner. It happens in a social environment. Think group work. And most importantly, it's not some abstract thought experiment. It's about solving a real-life problem.
And the whole philosophy, it boils down to this beautiful, simple phrase: learning by doing. This comes to us from W.H. Kilpatrick, who was a student of the legendary John Dewey. The idea is that learning should actually be useful for life, not just for passing a test. You learn by getting your hands dirty.
Okay, so we get what it is, but so what? Why is this method so important, and why does the National Curriculum Framework push it so hard, especially for social sciences?
Well, this method is a game changer because it literally breaks down the classroom walls. It connects what's in the textbook to the world right outside the window. And when students work together, they're not just learning facts, they're learning how to cooperate, how to lead, how to argue respectfully. It's amazing how a single project, say on a local festival, can weave together history, geography, and sociology all at once.
All right, lean in for this next part. This is pure gold for your exam. I can almost guarantee you'll see a question on this. Examiners love to test the sequence of the project method steps. Getting this order right is absolutely non-negotiable. Let's walk through it. It all starts with the teacher creating a situation, sparking some curiosity, maybe asking, hey, why are the streetlights in our neighborhood a different color? Then, together, they select a purpose. Let's find out. Step 3 is planning, the how, the who, the when. Step 4 is execution, the doing part. This is where the real work happens. 5 is evaluation. Did we actually answer our question? And finally, step 6, recording, getting it all down on paper.
Seriously, you have to burn this sequence into your brain. Situation, selection, planning, execution, evaluation, recording. One more time. Situation, selection, planning, execution, evaluation, recording. It's the logical flow from a tiny idea to a finished project, and it's a favorite exam question. So, if the students are so active and doing all this work, what's the teacher's role? What are you supposed to be doing? This is another super common topic for exam questions.
The shift in your role is, well, it's huge. You're no longer the sage on the stage, the lecturer dictating facts. Nope, you become the guide on the side. You're a friend who encourages, a philosopher who asks probing questions, and a guide who helps them find resources when they get stuck. You're the facilitator, not the boss.
And what does this actually look like in practice? Well, for a history project, you could have students collect old coins to understand trade and empire. For geography, forget just drawing a volcano. Have them build a model that actually erupts. And for polity, what's better than reading about parliament? Organizing a mock parliament in the classroom. These are deep, meaningful experiences. All right, this is what you've been waiting for. We've done the theory, now let's get tactical. Here it is, your very own cheat sheet of keywords that will help you instantly spot the right and wrong answers about the project method. Just look at the patterns here. All the positive words are about being active, about real-world connections, about working together in a democratic way. The negative tags, they're all about being passive, about things being a burden, about the teacher being a dictator. When you see a question, just scan the options for these keywords. It is a massive shortcut, trust me.
Theory's great, but practice makes perfect. Let's put this cheat sheet to the test right now with a couple of questions that look just like what you'll see on the CTET.
Okay, take a good look at this one. They're asking for the most important reason. Read through those options and think about our positive and negative keywords.
And the answer, of course, is D. Let's see why. A and C are total traps.
They're about control and making the teacher's life easier. Those are negative tags. B is about marks, and that's never the main goal of good pedagogy. But D, it hits two of our biggest positive keywords, active learning and social interaction. See? The cheat sheet makes it easy.
Okay, and here's that other classic question type I warned you about, sequencing. You've got 4 of the steps right here. Your job is to put them in the correct order.
And the correct answer here is A. It's just common sense when you think about it. First, you have to decide your purpose, that's 4. Then you plan how you're going to do it, that's 3. After that, you actually execute the plan, that's 2. And finally, you evaluate how it all went, that's 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. It just flows. So, we've nailed down the what, the why, and the how for your exam, but the real work starts after you pass. So I'll leave you with this to think about. How are you going to take this method, this powerful tool, and use it to spark real curiosity and create an unforgettable project in your very own classroom?